I think the most important things we need to do from a jobs point of view in Massachusetts are clean up our fiscal act. I mean, I've talked to, I can't tell you how many small, mid-sized employers, large employers, name it, over the course of the past 10 months. And even when I was at Harvard Pilgrim, just out visiting my customers. And the overwhelming message from these folks was, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm worried that it's going to be bad. You know, just get the fiscal house in order. And so that I have some confidence that year over year over year I can plan what the future for my organization is going to look like for the next few years. The second thing is tax policy. We need to come up with what I would describe as predictable tax policy. And then the third thing is I think we should take a real hard look at a lot of our regulatory activity. And then underneath that, I think our economic strategy ought to be driven by what I would call a regional approach. We've been taking what I call kind of a sector-based approach. You know, make a big investment in this sector, or this company, or this company. I think that's hard to do. I mean, even private venture capitalists don't have a great batting average when it comes to that, and state government's batting average isn't so great either. But I do think when I sort of go around Massachusetts, you know, Bristol County is a lot different than Berkshire County, is a lot different than Essex, is a lot different than Franklin, is a lot different than Barnstable, is a lot different than Suffolk. And the industry mix and the employer mix varies a lot from place to place to place to place to place. And because of that, I think our economic strategy ought to be based on the nature of what's driving the economy in those different parts of Massachusetts. So instead of saying we're going to make a big investment in this industry or this company, what I think we should be doing is saying, what are the things we should be doing as a state to enhance the opportunity for employers to grow and expand in these areas? Because it's different. I mean, if you're inside 128, this is a gross generalization, okay? But if you're inside 128, most people think that the economy is primarily driven by education and healthcare, okay? And those are the two biggest employers in Massachusetts, all right? But if you get outside 128, and especially if you get outside 495, there's still a lot of manufacturing in Massachusetts. Now, it's not the big, huge, you know, assembly line type companies that we all remember from 20 years ago, but there's a lot of it out there. And I think we get kind of myopic about that inside 128 and forget about the fact that it's still the fourth largest employer in Massachusetts, and in certain parts of Massachusetts, it's a huge part of the game. And we should be coming up with strategies to help those folks do more.